Hello, my name is Dani Green. Today I'm going to be reading my chapter from a multi-author book called She Leads from Within. A bird on top of the cage singing. Many years ago, I went to a fundraising event, and from across the room, I saw a decorative bird cage. I first noticed that the sage green color would match our living room hearth. Then something caught my heart. A bird was on top of the cage singing. I rushed across the room, put my bid number in the final square, and carried the bird cage for the rest of the evening. I deeply longed to be a bird on top of the cage singing, and somehow I knew I was holding a future promise. Lost. Years later, I doubted God was with me. At the time, I was a staff pastor, so my feelings were problematic. I watched for signs and acted upon what I felt was true, but I felt lost. I could not go to work that day. I spent the prior evening trying not to cry at a church event. A good friend noticed my tears and suggested the book, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. The next morning, I listened to the book for 3 hours and 22 minutes as I sat at my kitchen table. I found the words that instantly changed my psyche. The part we create from that part is far deeper and stronger. The part we create from cannot be touched by anything our parents did or society did. That part is unsullied, uncorrupted, soundproof, waterproof, and bulletproof. Found. Suddenly I said, I'm okay. Undeniably, I felt deeply okay. I realized I had always been okay, although I didn't know it. And I would always be okay for eternity. Something inside of me changed. Before this moment, I was determined but unsure. I had always pushed forward, but part of me wanted to run and hide. My circumstances would not change for another 14 months, but I navigated that time differently than before. I had an inner calm that was new and stabilizing. I was on a new path. From that day, I have genuinely learned to lead from within, from my soul. As you read how my story and that of my clients continue with teachable moments, I trust you will see a new path for yourself. I love you. Namaste. One New Year's Eve evening, I left my church job and asked God, what more is out here in the world for healing and transformation? I would soon find out. In a few short weeks, we were traveling to India for our daughter's wedding. When I asked our son-in-law to be how to greet our new family, he answered, Namaste. He explained, Namaste means the divine in me greets the divine in you. That's the nicest thing that anyone has ever said to me. My worldview changed. In an instant, I saw everyone as divine. The entire human family, past, present, and future, is equal, loved, worthy, and divine. Obey your soul. After we returned from India, I listened to a book called The Science of Being Great by Wallace Wattles. The author encourages us to obey your soul. I shouted, I knew it. Something deep within me knew this was true. Until this moment, I had not realized it was my soul that I discovered 15 months ago, sitting at my kitchen table. I spent my life obeying those outside of me, my parents, siblings, teachers, bosses, pastors, husband, and God. It was no wonder I felt so lost. I relied on so many outside influences, I could not hear my inmost self. So I began to obey my soul. I had read the signs correctly all those months before. I was brave. Following those signs led me to today. It would be a while more before I understood the infinite power of my soul. The next step. I became an entrepreneur. As an ordained minister, I continued to officiate weddings and funerals, and I became a certified hypnotherapist. I went to a group hypnosis session, and since May 23rd of 2015, I have not eaten a graham cracker or an Oreo cookie, so I know hypnosis works. In studying to become an emotion code practitioner, I learned the cells of our body are 99.999999% space. Some scientists are beginning to call that space spirit. Wow. After many years of striving to be close to God, I realized every cell of my body is infused with the Spirit of God. I began to feel more divine. Divine love is in each of us and with all of us, and it always has been and will always be. We no longer need to strive to feel close to God. In 2018, with the help of a business coach, I created my concept of soul power. Since then, I live 24/7, 365 with an expansive, powerful, and beautiful sense of my inner and infinite soul, motivating and empowering everything I do. Oh my goodness, I'm so amazing. No one or no circumstance will ever be able to diminish my soul power, the teacher in me. Now that you know some of my story, I want to explain what's coming next. I've gathered some concepts that have made a world of difference in my mindset, worldview, and daily high vibe lifestyle. I trust the following concepts will speak to you. Soul words. The concept of soul became very important to me. Notice how often the concept is represented in articles, books, movies, and social media. Have you ever imagined your soul? Being aware of your soul reveals your constant and perfect connection to divine source. I've created a list of words to represent our soul. You will see ancient and contemporary truths listed here. Meditate on these words to activate what is profoundly true for you. Aliveness, authentic self, awareness, being, consciousness, contentment, courage, co-creator, divinity, energy, enlightenment, essence, eternity, freedom, genius, God in me, greatness, grounded, happiness, harmony, hero, higher power, highest self, home. I am, identity, immovable, incorruptible, indestructible, infinite, inner abiding, inner guidance, inner healer, inmost being, joy, the life force, light, love, one, peace, the pearl, perfect self-expression, presence, refuge, rest, safe, self-sovereignty, sinless, source, still small voice, strength, suffering, superconscious, transformation, true purpose, true self, truth, unique, the way, wholeness. Your soul is a place to rest when the outside world is disappointing, overwhelming, and stressful. Imagine the light of your soul. Allow this healing light to fill and radiate beyond your body. We are light. I came across an enlightening online article about biophotons. Our cells have light energy, which can be increased by focusing on light. Light energy can improve our immune system and provide healing. Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." We are all filled with light. Focus on your light to improve your life. As a meditation, I focus on the light of my soul and send light energy to those who need it most today. When I think of those trapped by confusion and obscurity, I trust my prayers make a difference. Imagine the light of your soul radiating past your skin to the space around you. Next, imagine the light of the sun, moon, and stars shining towards you. Somewhere in this space, your light joins with the light of the universe. You are infinite. We are love. During meditation, the word love became written across my body like an invisible tattoo. The L covered my head and left arm. The O was across my heart. The V landed on my lower torso, and the E covered my legs and feet. I became love that day. Close your eyes and imagine love written across your body. Where and how is it written? As a meditation, I focus on and fill my body with love and send it to those who need it most today. When I think of people feeling alone and sad, I know sending love brings healing. As I walk through my day with a big smile on my face, I turn around in a circle, sending love to those around me. Try it. Imagine love filling your body like a water glass overflowing into the space around you. Imagine the energy of love radiating from your body. A 49-year-old female client was facing an empty nest and wondered what her new purpose should be. In a hypnosis session, I repeatedly asked, "What is more important?" She answered each question sincerely and realized she was simply and profoundly an expression of love. With this new understanding, she instantly felt happy and close to God and realized any choice for her future would be fulfilling. We are power. I don't know about you, but it has taken me a lifetime to realize how powerful I am. When I focus on the power of my divine soul, I feel more grounded, alive, empowered to fulfill my life purpose. Imagine your eternal power, which is beyond measure. As a meditation, I focus on and recognize my inner and eternal power for good and send power to those who need it most today, especially those despairing of life. They need power to make it through their difficult situation, moment by moment. We are wisdom. Imagine your life as a path. You have inner wisdom for the next best step. At any given moment, we are all as able as we are, even on our worst day. Each cell of our body is infused with divine wisdom. When I began to know Jesus at the age of 8, my faith sometimes worked for me and sometimes it did not. What if I missed God's will? On what path of destruction would I find myself? Yikes! I understand wisdom so differently now. With my choices, I trust that infinite love, my soul, and my humanity will work together to make the best of everything. To thine own self be true represents how I live now. I no longer experience the weight of God or others watching and judging my every move. We had an Airbnb in our home. One afternoon, I received a text from a guest who explained his girlfriend had broken up with him and left. He decided to leave too. I thought, God, what can I say to bring comfort and clarity? And this came to me. You are always on the best path. Wow! For the first time, I instantly understood that whatever path we are on is the best path. Infinite love is with us, ready to make the best of our choices and experiences. Now I understand God's will allows me to do what I choose, whether I turn to the left or right, stop or go back. Everything can be for my highest good and for the highest good of others. Truth will be revealed. Life-giving or life-draining emotions. I consider whether my choices are life-giving or life-draining. I live with natural consequences. That's it. I am free from self-judgment. Thank God the concept of sin has not entered my psyche since 2018. Emotions are energy radiating measurably 12 feet from our body. As you read the following list, consider which emotions you want in your body and life. Release life-draining emotions through breath work, body movement, hand sweeps, or hypnosis. Strengthen life-giving emotions through meditation, journaling, and touch. The Map of Consciousness in the book Power versus Force by David R. Hawkins lists the energetic frequency of emotions. Shame, 20, is the lowest emotion, and enlightenment, 1000, is the highest. Emotions measuring under 200 are life-draining. These emotions, starting with the lowest, are shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, and pride. Emotions measuring 200 and above are life-giving. These emotions, starting with the lowest, are courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. It is good to know what is above. Being in a higher emotional state benefits you, your family, your community, your country, and the world. When people are really suffering, it can be hard to rise above it. Our Atman and Jiva soul. I found the following truths about our soul in the book How to Know God by Deepak Chopra. We each have an eternal soul called Atman and an evolving soul that suffers with us called Jiva. The Jiva part of our soul understands our humanity, including our actions. Our Atman soul can be called the eternal you. At first, I wondered if our Jiva soul matures and grows more loving with each lifetime. Now I understand. Infinite love wants nothing less than to see us grow more loving toward each other every day. We are evolving toward love. Infinite love uses every good thing about us. We can also trust goodness is coming to us. Even if we make life-draining choices, eventually we realize what we would rather want. We can walk away from the things that do not feel right. People who act violently do not know about their divinity, which is obscured by the pain of their ancestors, past lives, circumstances, social environment, experiences, and even their religion. When we enter the realm after this one, we understand and feel what our life has caused, and we are invited to heal. Some need more healing than others because we are all at different stages of evolution. Those who have been deeply hurt by a person are the most challenging circumstances to endure. We can trust they will see the truth of what they have done. Love will heal us all. Everything serves us. The kaleidoscope principle. Often, when I speak with young people or adults facing a decision, they are stressed they might make the wrong choice. This led me to think about how we view decision making. If you think of life as a blueprint, you might feel subject to fate. If you see life as a puzzle, you always search for the next missing piece. If you see life as a tapestry, you can feel entangled by the details and have no idea what the tapestry looks like on the other side. Think of the beauty of a kaleidoscope. You can view life like a kaleidoscope. Whether you turn the dial forward or backward, you will see beautiful colors all falling together in an orderly way. Whether you take 2 steps forward or 2 steps back, you are still on your perfect path. You must turn the dial. Do not let fear stop you from taking action. To quote Eckhart Tolle, if uncertainty is unacceptable to you, it turns into fear. If it is perfectly acceptable, it turns into increased aliveness, alertness, and creativity. Life can seem uncertain, but we can trust the order love provides. I feel so empowered to know I do not need to stress about my choices every day. I know that my heart, intentions, and actions will make the difference they're supposed to make. I believe in love, timing, and karma. Life as teacher. Our survival brain reminds us of past unhelpful actions so we don't repeat them. These thoughts usually spiral into regret. However, we can turn regret around into a learning experience. If we could do things over again, we would do them differently. We can change the past by creating a different story in meditation or hypnosis. As we look at the events where we feel we failed, we can ask ourselves, what did I learn? And how did it make me stronger? You cannot fail. We learn so much from life. The events of your life have made you the person you are today. Find the gift that life teaches us. I have learned to be very observant of my own experiences and the experiences of others. I have made high vibe, life-giving changes to my health since both of my parents died at 67 years old from lifestyle health-related diseases. Everything belongs. Quoting an American Franciscan priest, Richard Rohr, everything belongs. We do not need to wonder why certain things did or did not happen. We can relax into the concept that everything belongs and find redeeming meaning and purpose in our circumstances. My dad had to leave our family before I was 1 year old. My heart healed when I understood he always did his best. I moved to Washington State at the age of 12 with my twin sister to live with my dad and his family. They saved my life. My mom was bipolar and self-medicated with alcohol. She was able to maintain a job to provide for her 4 children. We became best friends after I became a mom. Everything belongs. We are always doing our best. You've heard the adage, if you know better, do better. However, I'm haunted by circumstances where I knew better but could not do better. The bottom line is that everyone is doing the best they are able to do. When we can accept our ability level at every moment, past and present, we are relieved of guilt and shame. Infinite love accepts us, always. When we accept ourselves and others as they are, we have more peace and radiate peace to the human family, the planet, and beyond. As a client-centered hypnotherapist, I have seen my clients suffer from ill-equipped parents, which leads them to feel ill-equipped. When they realize we are all doing the best we are able to do, it is easier to forgive and let go of the pain from the past. A 68-year-old female client, as a 6-year-old, behaved violently toward her mother. For 60 years, my client believed she was a terrible person. In a hypnosis session, we discerned that her home environment was chaotic and her mother lacked the parenting skills to help the child feel heard. After releasing guilt and shame, a few days after our session, for the first time in her life, my client felt an overwhelming sense of self-love. Changing your life from the inside out. Can you sense how these concepts can change your life from the inside? As we all learn to lead from within, from our souls, I envision emotional and spiritual freedom for the world. Thank you for journeying with me. I love you.